All right. Hi. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm fine. You know, I'm doing okay. Hanging in there. My computer is having some troubles right now. I think I might need to... Give me a second. One moment. I have been... Alright, I'm gonna need to... Once I get this thing sorted out... Hold on. Pause it for 2 hours. I think is what I want to do. Alright, is that gonna nominally improve things? Maybe. I have so many fucking irons in the goddamn fire. Okay, so here's an update from the discussion of yesterday. So, in the event that you didn't tune in yesterday, like maybe you just didn't want to check out Avowed, you're not interested in it, I discussed at the time how Twitch is implementing this new thing now, this fresh new idea, where they limit how many highlights and uploads that you can have on your channel at one time. You can have up to 100 hours of highlights and uploads. Now, for most people... By the way, hi, I'm Gage, it's me. Welcome to the Shark Stream. I haven't fucking said anything about this. We're playing Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. We're getting back into the story. I didn't do it last time because we had an event to get through, and I didn't, with what's happening next in the story, I didn't want to pair that with, like, an event. So we're starting fresh where we left off in Amarang. There we go. You're caught up. Okay. So, limiting 100 hours, highlights and uploads. VODs, you can have as many as you want. As many VODs as you would like. Now, as I saw someone point out, this actually isn't a major issue for most people. A lot of people tend not to have over 100 hours of highlights and uploads on their channel. You know who does have over 100 hours of uploads and highlights on their channel? This guy. Okay, so just to go over kind of like what my fucking journey here has been. So yesterday, before I streamed, I checked my Twitch video producer, and it told me in no uncertain terms I was currently over the 100-hour limit. I was just like, okay, well, I just need to clear some stuff out, right? I'll probably want to make sure that I download the file so I have a backup of them. How hard could it be? And I checked. I had at the time that the new policy was implemented, I had 1,079 hours and 38 minutes of offending content on my channel, or on my on my Twitch channel. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna need to be at this for a little bit. So last night and today, I have been working on 20 items at a time, saving and deleting everything, all the old highlights and saved VOD, edited VODs on my Twitch channel. And as of the most recent clearing, I have brought it down to 1,040 hours and 53 minutes. So over the course of about a day, I've managed to bring that down almost 40 hours of content while still managing to save everything that I had. Now, currently I am saving that to OneDrive. Lord only fucking knows how much longer that's gonna be viable. So I am still taking donations to get myself a 2 terabyte hard drive that I can go ahead and just move all that stuff onto and keep for, like, future use. But yeah, so that's been fun. It's been kind of nice kind of going down memory lane here, just going through, just seeing how long I've been at some of this stuff. Like, I think I came across one of my first I came across my first couple highlights that I made from Final Fantasy XIV earlier today. The FF14 streams don't tend to get a lot of highlights because a lot of, like, the funnier shit that happens tends to be pretty context dependent for the most part. And I try to stick to making highlights of things that can generally be enjoyed with as little context as possible, and if there is some degree of context needed, I'll usually include it as part of the highlight. But, like, if we're talking about, like, hey, this joke that I'm making, this bit that I'm doing, would only fucking make sense if you are familiar with, like, the Bosnian Southern Front material, then yeah, maybe that's not gonna work out, generally speaking. But what else has been going on? We've gotten some new information about the next patch, 7.2. And just what to expect there. Moogle Treasure Trove is on the horizon, and there's some good shit there. I'm probably going to be pushing to get some stuff there. I'm using that to get all the Gwibbers, because, like, I don't really want to do EX bosses, if I'm being entirely honest. And then, like, oh god, they've got the fucking magicked bed this round. The mount that's just your Warrior of Light lying on a bed and flying around. And I'm just like, oh, a bitch needs that. Couple other things that, like, I may grind tomestones, Mog tomes to, get and then later sell. Like, there is a particularly expensive minion that is going to be part of the Moogle Treasure Trove that I am A, looking to get for myself, B, looking to get for my wife, who is still in rehabilitation right now. She's doing well. And then C, looking to get for making money. It's selling shit that you get from goddamn Moogle Treasure Trove can be quite lucrative, honestly. So I'm gonna have to see about that. I don't know if I'm going to do any, like, streaming of the Treasure Trove event. I might stick to doing that offline. I need to play something else on a daily basis that isn't Zenless Zone Zero. Lila, thank you for the continued subscription. Nothing bad happening here. Also, what's selling what? Oh, Weenwoon. Weenwoon is going to be available for... The Weenwoon minion is going to be available through the new Moogle Treasure Trove that's going to be starting up soon. So I was just talking about how I might get one for myself, one for Natalie, and then one or more to sell. All right, we gotta get in there. Yeah, I know. Ooh, encoding overloaded. Yeah, my computer's been a little. I'm gonna go ahead and close Firefox, I think. Yeah. My computer's been getting a little overstressed today with everything that's been going on. So I'm hoping that it. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's Why is my CPU usage so high? Hold on. Resume syncing? Oh yeah, that's skyrocketing my CPU usage. One of these has 2 more gigs to upload to OneDrive, and the other has 6 more gigs to upload. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's pause syncing again. Put it on an 8-hour pause. And I think what I need to do, give me 1 second. Trying to treat my computer nicely. See if there's anything I might be able to... Oh. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's close out Windows Explorer. Let's do that. Okay, OBS usage is dropping. No, it's going back up. It goes back up when I talk. Okay. Hold on. This feels absurdly high. I don't know why it's going up as high as it is. It doesn't actually seem to be directly tied to whether or not I'm talking, now that I'm looking at it. It's just kind of like fluctuating, I guess. Are we actually before the exact quest? I'm wondering if you stop like right on the mark. I'm not 100% certain, I'm going to be honest. Right now I'm just trying to figure out... Okay, give me 1 moment. These two will wait, it's fine. Okay. I am going to take... this one, this one. Okay, I may need to resume OneDrive syncing. Hold on. This is probably going to skyrocket my CPU usage again, but give me a second. Computer protesting Twitch changes. That kind of, yeah. Yep, there it goes. Alright. Free up space. I think that might have actually helped a little bit. Essentially what I did is I deleted 2 of the larger files off my computer while still keeping them up on OneDrive. And now we are going to pause syncing again. Okay. And we're going to close that. We're going to see how the CPU usage feels about it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try and continue here. Tesleen, how do we feel about all this? The time left to us. Tesleen makes an effort to smile brightly. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew. Da 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 da. Stew time, stew time. Real stew hours. That's a fruit.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
I'll have another bowl then. Okay.
That's what I like to hear.
CPU usage is still pretty high, but it's not causing me to drop frames yet.
In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Yeah, boy.
Tesleen!
Girl, what?
Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Oh no. Not the little lizard, man. Baby lizard. Eigel just like baby in trouble. This is my fault. The patients were acting strangely and I let it distract me. Where could he have gone? It is a mystery. Eigel, Alice, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone... We'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before. But it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric. Please be all right. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. Alright. I am on it. Just this way. Yeah, it looks like we stopped, like, right where things start getting really real here. Okay, hold on. Am I going to need to, like, quit OneDrive or something? Do I have a way to do that? Okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's OneDrive that's causing my woes at the moment. My whoa! What is OBS browser page.exe? What happens if I do this? Doesn't seem like anything bad happened. Ooh. It's weird how much trouble OneDrive or OBS seems to be having today. I'm not used to it acting up like this. Let's see here. Wiggle the camera back and forth. CPU usage still shoots up, but... So have I ever mentioned previously how the animators for Final Fantasy XIV like to practice fucking with the facial animations in the Hildebrand quests? Have you ever wondered what that was ultimately in service to? You see no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west? Perhaps. Let's go find out. Just like, what could be the practical application of being able to fuck with exaggerated facial animations in Final Fantasy XIV? It is a mystery. You know what? Actually, before we do this, I am, as much as I hate to do this, I am going to go ahead and stop the stream real quick, reset OBS, and see if that helps with the issues that I'm having, because this is very strange what it's doing right now. So, one moment. Alright, we're back up. Let's see. CPU usage bumped up a little bit. No, it's still doing it. This is like... This is giving me like flashbacks to when I was streaming off my laptop. Well... It seems like it's maybe a little bit better, but it's really going to kind of depend on how things go, like, while we're moving around and, like, while the camera's doing things. I'm not dropping frames, and my kbps is still pretty high. My frames per second isn't going down. CPU usage is just kind of high, like nearing like 70% in some cases.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will.
Oh, hey, I know that lady.
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it!
Are there ones that aren't nasty?
There it is!
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no!
Little guy!
Halric!
Wow, he doesn't even give a fuck. stone cold. He's also dying, so I mean, you know.
We have to run!
Oh.
Tesleen, no!
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed hanging out with Tesleen.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
No! Forgive me, please.
Okay, rip to Tesleen, but that was fucking cool as hell. Like, goddamn. Also, sorry, Alice. Oh, hey, Halric made it back. No thoughts. Head empty. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, Aigeld. I tried to tell the carers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. Yeah, alright. Hey. It's just so unfair. Tesleen was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, man. Hey, buddy. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I can barely... I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing. About giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. So, dude. Halric is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Hey, Alice, do you want to head back to the Crystarium? gone. But Alisaie. Hey. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them. To me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? That wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow. I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing my role here. I hope you'll forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course. She would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Tesleen's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment. I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes. And a purpose. This damned light, building without cease. It's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. I think the funny thing is that this will not be the first time they make a boy aura that follows .exe crashed logic. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little. Even if it took years. It'd surely make things better. I think what I've always liked about the light in the first is that it feels very stale. It's a stale, sterile light. As opposed to like the warm glow of the sun. Now, hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. Wouldn't be the first time. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I have gained to hurt them. Uh-huh. Let's go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I just gotta go all the way over there. Alright, It just feels so unnatural. And I think that's what I really like about it. Like, they just did a really good job of making the light feel wrong. Forgive me, Aigeld. I couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said. The men and women at the inn battle against this blight with kindness. I must fight it in my own way. With steel. Hell yeah, girl! From Eorzea's sword in the darkness to Norvrant's sword in the light? Gods above, it feels like an age ago now. You've only been here like a year. Calm down. Miss Alisaie, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amaro. I need to return to the Crystarium, immediately. As you wish. Back at it again at the Crystarium. Ugh, remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Amarang again. Barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help to clear my head, at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out. Shall we? You gotta appreciate that, like, she's just like, one thing goes bad and she's just like, okay, on to the next plan. How are we going to fix this? Loses one person close to her and is just like, that's it. Everything that caused this needs to die. And we appreciate her for that. You have business with Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and we have to... Yeah, just give me the... Fuck! There we go. Welcome back, Aigeld. You will have to share the tale of your journey once the two of you are suitably rested. I see you were reunited with Alice, but I dare say you found little else to celebrate in Amarang. Thank you for seeking me out, Aigeld. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphado, I'd say he's eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from here. She has Warrior of Light energy. One of the things that I feel like has been made kind of like more and more obvious just with as the expansions go on, is that like early on it felt like a lot of pressure and a lot of like responsibility was placed upon the Warrior of Light, which I mean, you're the protagonist of the video game. Obviously that's going to be the case, but as the game goes on, it feels like it's making an effort to like point out just like, hey, I know that this is a lot, but just in case it's not obvious, if you weren't here, things would probably still be okay. Like, we get, like, and I think Shadowbringers in particular does a lot in that regard. In that, over the course of the expansion, I believe we're going, I don't know if it's during the expansion or if it's during the patches, but we get peeks as to what's going on in Eorzea while we're out here in Norvrant. And just like, yeah, there's kind of a lot of like shit that you left behind unfinished in Eorzea. But there are people who are there right now who are handling it, honestly. Like, it's not an intention to like make the Warrior of Light feel useless. It's an intention to make the Warrior of Light feel like they've got support, you know? And they've been doing that a lot. They do that a lot with Shadowbringers, with Endwalker, with Dawntrail. There's always the implication that just like, if the Warrior of Light wasn't here, things probably would be more difficult to handle, but would be handleable all the same. Not useless, but we are also one person. Yeah. The Light Wardens. The Crystal Exarch welcomes you back to the Crystarium. Yeah, dog. Okay, so we've been up to some shit.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Everyone seems to just kind of be waiting to die.
Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you.
There is a dichotomy that I don't think I noticed until this playthrough between Yulemoor and the Inn at Journey's Head, where it's just Yulemoor is flush with riches. Like, both of them contain people who are really just kind of like riding out the ends of their days. Right? But Yulemoor is flush with riches, perfectly safe, and everyone there is healthy. And the Inn at Journey's Head is constantly on the back foot. Everyone who lives there is sick. And they are just constantly needing to keep vigilance for Sin Eater attacks. Unrelated, but we need you to sing. And how do you feel about dinosaurs, Mr. Crystal Exarch? Don't say that.
But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
Sick.
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulemoor might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters.
Fuck Yulemoor.
Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulemoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Vothri could go suck a dick, quite frankly.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough? Yeah.
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
All right. Oh! Oh, cool. Does this come with a PowerPoint presentation? It's been a hot minute.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence.
Alright.
If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations.
Didn't that happen?
These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Okay, so which ones... So... Oh, God, alright. So we've still got the first, and of course we've got the 13th. No, though, for the latter, not for lack of trying. Well, I guess for both of them, not for lack of trying. The 4th is still sticking around. 5, 6, 7, 8... Oh, nope. Not 7. So 8 and 9 and 10. No, 11. So we've still got 1, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 13.
At present, the light-drowned realm of the first stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the first and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
I'm ready to murder. Let's get going.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Never forget, the 13th can actually rejoin. It was a failure. It 404'd. So is it that it can never rejoin, or that particular rejoining fucked up, and it's going to take a lot for them to be able to try again? If they wanted to try again. Oh, so girl, how you doing?
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements.
Hallminster what?
They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Oh shit, that's not good.
Alert
Oh
the
wow,
guard.
they just ran
We
off,
should
huh?
be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
You might want to shout that a little louder. They're already up the stairs.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Sure, dog. I have considerable strength to lend. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we'd best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Accensa Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Yeah, okay. It says the Asians viewed the 13th as unrejoinable. Then why the fuck are they still trying? Fucking Asians, goddamn. What fucking idiots. I don't want to get into why that's dumb and why they're really stupid. Because that would involve spoiling shit. He wanted me to meet him in Lakeland, right? Yeah, he did. But it's just like, if they view the 13th as completely unable to be rejoined, then why the fuck are they still trying with, like, other places? Is them being direct, I believe that's why they went to covert methods after, like, pushing others. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Listen, my thoughts on why... Just like, okay. I want to go ahead, I want to just stress that what I'm saying here isn't just like, oh, that's bad writing. What I'm saying here is that Ascians are fucking stupid, but I think it's perfectly fine that they're fucking stupid. Like, given what their specific damage is, it's just like, yeah, alright. All set? If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. You could have just put that on my map and just let me go there. I've been thinking recently about the difference between, like, art and content. And there's a very clear example of the difference between the two in my mind. There's a YouTuber whose work I've followed for a while, who, some of their most prominent work was like fan songs for stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's and things like that. And I remember they made some just like absolute bangers, and I really enjoyed their work. And one day, they completely rebranded their channel. And like they had done like other stuff prior to that as well. But now it's just, like, all fan songs all the time. But, like, they turned it into, like, a gimmick thing. And they were, like, pushing out, like, fan songs, like, every, like, couple of weeks. And just the quality just suffered immensely. Like, the instrumentals were very simple, the lyrics were uninspired, in some cases it was just, like, I don't want to get too into just, like, specific details, because, like, I don't want to, like, I would feel weird calling out someone by name, or online handle, but I think the most specific I'm willing to get about this is that they had... Like, to give you an example of just the lyrics being completely uninspired, sometimes it would just be, like, quotes of lines from the game they were making the song about. Or, like, they had a song for Cuphead where the chorus was just them listing off all of the names of the bosses. Like, that was it. And it's just, it's the dullest shit. And, like, before I just kind of stopped going back to their channel entirely, I remember looking at, like, the views on their videos. And all of, like, the newer stuff was just getting, like, completely pithy view counts. Compared to, like, their older stuff, which, while not always, like, 100% classics, were still, like, had, like, a lot of creativity going for them, and those had, like, millions of views. Like, for their new stuff, the only time that they ever, like, hit, like, really big view numbers is when, because they had a specific gimmick for, like, the voice that was singing all these songs, and it was a really annoying, grating gimmick. So occasionally they would release cover versions of the songs they made where they like had hired well-known singers on YouTube, for example. Be gone, bot. And is just... And the covers would get much more in terms of view count. But, like, the inherent issues of, like, the instrumentals and the lyrical work were still there. It's just like, I'm sorry. You could put the most angelic voice possible to these lyrics, and it still wouldn't be good. Frame rate felt weird for a moment. Yeah, the encoding overloaded. Just a tad. Your assistance is appreciated. You're here. We are heading in together, yes? The Exarch asked that we wait, so we waited. It's okay, everyone. A bitch is here now. I'm bitch, just to be clear. Big gate. 2 bunnies, 2 elves, and an enigmatic figure. Holman's to switch is past these gates and through the woods. 'Tis not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but we occupy the same region. But as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. Oh hey, we were just talking about those guys. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a Warden sooner than expected. One does not simply slay a Warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordswoman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Nah, I can take him. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Think about masked NPCs and lip debuffing after unmasking. Also, you're not a swordswoman, you're a gunbreaker woman. I think she was talking about Alice. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveilleurs, Captain Lena, and last but not least... Yeah. Punch. A formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. Okay. Holminster Switch, now accessible. So Holminster Switch was the first dungeon that was designed to be run with a NPC party. The instance dungeons encountered in subsequent main scenario quests can be completed solo alongside a supporting party of NPCs. To make use of this feature, simply speak with one of your NPC companions near the entrance to the instance and select the option to form a party. This is a little weird to give me now that every single story dungeon prior to this has that ability. I've run this a lot recently for trust leveling. Alternately, you can also select Duty Support under Duty from the main menu, or interact with the instanced entrance itself. When forming a party, you will need to follow the same role restrictions imposed when using the Duty Finder. Alternatively, you can find party members via the Duty Finder as usual and complete the instance with fellow players instead. Good to know. Alright, babes. Who's coming with me? As you may have deduced, hold on. As you may have deduced, the troublesome quality of the wardens which I endeavored to raise earlier was this confounded capacity for spontaneous rebirth. But the Exarch seems confident he has matters in hand, so I shall trust that we may slay our foe without fear of the etheric aftermath. My restorative spells are at your disposal. I can't help but wonder if the scale of this raid is related to the recruiting the Aegis were doing in Amarang. Not that it matters. After all the combat I saw there, I'm more than ready to retest my magics against one of these greater abominations. Trust leveling is fun, and definitely I've killed the tank at least once. Command of this sortie is yours, though I am not as spry as I once was. I hope my long years of experience will serve you in some capacity. I can wield spells to heal or harm, or even fashion an arcane shield and sword should we have need of a defensive wall. Simply say the word. Destroy a light warden for good? Humph. If it is possible now, then why not before? Whatever the Exarch believes, I will force a retreat if I deem it necessary. I did not become a captain of the guard by being meek or weak. Girl, you and me are going in. Sorry, Alphino.
Very well.
Crystal Exarch's coming with us. Here we go. I don't like this dungeon. It's not my favorite. I'm gonna be honest. Da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Let's make fucking go. Oh hey, it's our friend. Oh gods, that's Senita. It can't be. Eep. Ah, wait, hold on. Tank stance. There's an Endwalker dungeon that does the mood of this one better. Ah yes, Holminster Switch 2. The Switchening. I know which one you're talking about. I don't necessarily agree. But, like, that one's fine. I always love that, like, Sin Eater designs will range from, like, the same guy but kind of fucked up, or... No, what is it? They range from being, like, a fucked up little man to, the same guy, but they're completely white now. I love that one. I can see my favorite character in it. He is not having a good time, but I can see him. He is having a bad time in that one, it's true. My circle button is sticking again. I need to... I had thought about the possibility of taking my PS5 controller apart to clean it when it started sticking the first time. And then I did that. I got to a certain point where it's just like, oh, this is getting kind of dangerously complicated, where it's just like I'm worried that I am going to like break something if I continue. Hold on, I'm gonna just poke that guy. I've ended up finding a tutorial, or not really a tutorial, I think it was more like a forum post, where someone was just like, oh yeah, if you, you can take like a Q-tip soaked in rubbing alcohol and just like press it into like the crease around the button and just let it kind of like drip into it and then let it dry. And that helps. And it did help. I think I needed to do it a little bit more just because the button's starting to stick again, but for like the immediate aftermath, I definitely noticed a difference. Me and my mouse, the scroll wheel is acting up and I'm fighting between taking it apart and buying a new one. I need to get a new mouse myself. I have other things that I need to focus on first. Like, you know, the whole, I need a 2 terabyte hard drive to store all of my... store all my, shit on. All my highlights. Yes, donation link is just below the stream. But I definitely need to get a new mouse because mine has been like doing this weird double click thing. The problem is I need to get a gamer mouse because a regular mouse just doesn't have like the weight behind it that I need. Like, it's gotta be hefty. It has to be one hefty mouse. I don't know why I did that. I didn't need to use that. I need to... It's been so long since I've, like, actually done, like, any sort of, like, content in FF14 that I'm forgetting that, like, oh yeah, I have to mitigate, don't I? Right, I'm playing as a tank now. This bitch... Time to kill this motherfucker for Tesleen! Oop. Hey, XR? The fuck was that? Why did you just stand it? You know what? Never mind. Oh, this is what we use this for. Use the ability that lets you take the big hit. He did, in fact, just stand there. Woo! Alright, try again, Alice. You can do it. I believe in you. Eat. Whoa. Haha. Alice? Crystal Exarch? Okay. Both of them. Got it. No thoughts. Head empty. How much health do you have left? More than I'd like. Please die. There we go. Blinder of striking. What is that? Ooh. Fun little eye patch. Oh? Oh, survivors. One second. Ah! A fucked up gremlin. I'd go grab more, but like I'm not 100% certain the trust NPCs can handle that. I need to kill this gremlin immediately. I hate these fucking things. Fucking invasive species ass. Guys, the gremlin! The gremlin! Kill the gremlin! Kill this motherfucker! Excuse me. Ah. They're just sleeping. Whee! Lena, where's your dance partner? Don't worry about it. She doesn't need one, it's fine. Lena doesn't need to be tied down to any one person. Ah. I think it's a little interesting that we've got all of these like sin eaters. It's just like forgiven this, forgiven that, but like the gremlins aren't sin eaters. They're just gremlins. I might die. Nope. I'm fine. Exarch keeping me up. Oh shit. I wasn't paying attention to the AoEs. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Did it again. Gotta pay attention to those AoEs, Gage. Hey, quit running from me. Get over here. Igale really do be a Holminster switch. Hey! Hello, Kale. Oof, my mitigations. Whoop. Nope, that still hit me. Maybe I need to be in closer. Maybe I'm just not seeing things because I'm so far away. Maybe it's just a really short AoE turnaround. Man, this is all terrible. Surely there's no way that this could get any worse. Ah, fuck. Tesleen the Forgiven. Alright, Alice. Time to kill your friend. Huh? What? Oh, shit. Yeah, alright. I'll stay right here. Not getting out of this chair. My circle button loosened up. I'm gonna need to investigate that in a moment. Whatever was causing it to get stuck, like, I thought what was causing it to get stuck was just, like, it was sticky from, like, soda residue. Exarch, why were you standing so close to everybody else? Now, I got soda on it recently, okay? It was an accident. Some spilled over out of a can that I thought was empty. But now it's working perfectly fine, which is a little odd, which would say to me that rather than being caused by residue, it might have been something genuinely stuck inside the controller. So that's neat. Means I don't have to go tracking down that fucking, what's it called? Rubbing alcohol anymore. Exarch, Alice, y'all gotta figure out your, like, placement a little bit better. Okay, hold on. Can we talk about Alice being ready to nuke Tesleen as soon as the LB filled? Alice knows what she's about. You want to know who takes the longest of the trust DPS for doing the LB? The one who should be doing it. Stupid Dragoon letting the red mage and black mage get it first. Listen. Don't be mad. Lakeland breaches of healing, okay? To be fair, it's less letting Allie get the LB and more like Allie craves blood. So I mentioned before that I don't really like this particular dungeon, and the reason I don't like this dungeon is this part coming up right here. Where it's just one fucking thing after a goddamn another. Whoop, hit the wrong button. This room sucks. Not because it's like difficult or anything, it's just boring, honestly. Alright. Wait, hold on. Remember, the big boys have unmarked AoEs when they stop attacking. They do? I know nothing of this. And I will continue to know nothing of this. Intentionally. Okay. See, like I said, this is what I'm talking about. It's just one fucking thing after another. This room does not let you breathe. It does not give you the opportunity to breathe. It's just, hey, did you finish fighting that last group of enemies? Here's another one. Good luck, idiot. One more! There's a dog barking outside, I think. Alright, everybody, it's a straight shot. Don't look at the corpses. Don't worry about the corpses, they're just sleeping. Come on, everybody, get out of here. There is a dog barking outside. Can't hear it now. Light Warden Philia. We're going to see this when we get a little bit further into this patch, but I was kind of hoping that all the Light Wardens looked as, like, fucked up and weird as this guy. Not all of them do. Which, I don't know if I'm disappointed in that or not. Anyway. I have a sinking suspicion I'm not getting all my classes to level 90 before the next patch. The suspicion goes by the name of Monster Hunter Wilds. I have no such suspicions. Or rather, more specifically, I don't have any Monster Hunter Wilds related suspicions. All my suspicions have to do with me just not having time. Alright. Yeet! Oh, I double mitigated. Whoopsie daisy. That's fine. It's not a big deal. He is a fucking Kingdom Hearts ass boss, you're right. Pretty sure, yeah, just immediately does the other side. And wages of blood. Yep. Goodness gracious. It's a lot to keep track of. we almost got him. We almost got him. Ow. No, don't hit me with your giant fist. Why did I say that like that? You know what? It's because I've been watching that fucking a sub DM clip from goddamn Make Some Noise. Brennan Lee Mulligan. His goddamn funny bits. That's not what I wanted to hit, but, you know, whatever. Get him, girl! Hell yeah. Philia? Oh, hell yeah, go Birds. That reminds me, I had a nightmare recently. I think it was a nightmare. I don't remember the exact context of everything that happened in that particular dream. The one thing that I remember is that one of the last things that I saw in the dream before I woke up was a news report saying that Drake had won the lawsuit, and I'm just like, oh, I've never been happier to have something be a dream. It's not a world I want to live in. Lakeland Blade. Oh, right. We gotta talk to everybody. How's everybody feeling? Party people in the place to be. Which is no less than what I expected, but well done. Rest well. I'll say. A light warden gone. I can scarce believe it. Yeah, well, just wait till you see what happens next. Oh, she's not looking at the boss. She's looking back. Yeah! Of course she is. Tesleen back there.
It's releasing its ether. Fall back. We cannot let it touch us. Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw.
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
I'm not muted, I'm just not talking. Let's fucking go!
Behold, the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
I am literally built different! Oh, that's gorgeous. That is a sight to behold. Somebody in this crowd is just like, the fuck is that? I don't like it. Put the light back.
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Be fucked up to have a fear of darkness
Is that
on the first.
what I think it is?
Yeah, girl, I did this for you.
The
Well, I
night
did.
sky,
Not really, but
as it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true.
it's a little bit more complicated than that, but sure. No, we did it for her, specifically for Lena. So, dude.
My
Oh.
lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment?
Bro.
For the one possessed of her blessing. For you.
Dude, it's okay. You can stand up. It's fine. Please, you're making this weird.
You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat.
Sir, please, this is a Wendy's.
Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion.
I don't know, man. Have you heard Oblivion? It fucking kicks ass.
Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present...
There's a player near me named Mommy Yishtola, which is a lie. She's a Wynot. No, she can be both a Wynot and Mommy. Yishtola can be Mommy if she wants to be.
I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first.
You genuinely don't need to ask me twice. I already kind of wanted to do this. I will become the warrior. So, okay. Fucking Ardbert just chilling in the background. Okay, so a little bit I can't recall if I talked about this previously. The night sky is actually very, very important in Eigelt's backstory. The knights, so just as a brief recap, Eigeld gained like self-awareness and consciousness in the middle of Thanalan, in the middle of the night, and first thing that she did when she woke up was had a panic attack. And the thing that calmed her down was just, like, the sight of the night sky and the moon up above. So a mission about restoring night to a land bathed in searing, unnatural light hits different for Aigeld. So she is all in. I will become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I understand there is much at stake here, XR, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
I don't know, I thought it would be fun. Everyone needs a hobby.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them.
You didn't sense that from the source? Sorry, bad joke.
Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well, you
then,
look
I'm sorry
great.
for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
Meddlers, the lot of them, those Leviers.
Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin-Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Hey, how's everybody holding up? Y'all have a good time here in Holminster Squinch? The sky. Oh yeah, it's a little bit different. This is what natural light is like. It's pretty nice, right? Yeah, that's the sun. Have you heard of the sun? Anyone ever tell you about the sun? Sun's pretty cool. I don't know. Did you guys have the sun? You guys have the sun where you're from? How we feeling about the sun? Like, you know, night sky, stars, moon, it's all pretty good. How we feel about the sun, though? Without that constant glare, Lakeland seems like an entirely different place. It's over, yes? I might need a moment. It's as if the sky itself had disappeared into the heavens. If I didn't have wounded to tend to, I'd never stop staring. Yeah, just, you know, don't look at the sun. The sun is a deadly laser. How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Na, 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 na. More like the warrior of dorkness. Now, as for how we proceed from here... The villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. Not yet, I haven't. I mean, what? 'Tis to be expected. Igelt, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Yeah, I can do that. Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary Warrior of Darkness, I feel that, no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, though my concerns are more focused on Yulmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Volthri responds to all of this. It's probably going to be poorly. Uh-huh. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy you surely brought into being. Ah, and I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with our people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day. About all of you. Girl, sure. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. Love you, Lena. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits. And to think, you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. God, that's really nice to think about, actually. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Pendants? Please let Bragi know that we're bringing in a number of injured, and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. You got it, Bib. You can count on me. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium. Slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. We already went through the village top to bottom, Elise. We should all take a chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters, and I can't rest. Not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while. That means you as well, Igeld. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Uh-huh. Da-do-da-da. Speak with Alphino in the Crystarium. I don't want to use any more. I need to get more Aetheryte tickets. So we're just going to go ahead and run back. We're actually, now that I'm looking at the time, we're probably going to go ahead and finish up here in a second. Once we finish up the current quest. So while we're on our way back to the Crystarium, I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to thank everybody for coming by the stream today. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes for subscribers. You can also follow me on places. Blue Sky, Tumblr, @AcidXShark, that's AcidXSHARK, where I post all the streams as they happen. Or you can follow me on YouTube @AcidXShark, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream, chat blocker was done by Isaac. You can find on Blue Sky @Knucklebone, KNUCKLEBONE. Great, good artist, cool guy. Highly recommend checking out his stuff. VTuber was done by Audrey and B of Team Capel. You can find on Twitch, Tumblr, Blue Sky, YouTube, BGen, at Team Catple. That's TEAMCATPLE. They do fantastic work. Highly recommend checking their stuff out. Highly recommend commissioning them. If you do commission them, use the VGen. Don't. There's no need to email them. There's no reason you should be emailing them. Don't do that. Fuck off. I'm sorry. That was harsh. But don't email them. Upcoming streams tomorrow. I'm planning to get back into Darksiders 2. Saturday will probably be. I don't know if we're gonna be finishing up Force Unleashed necessarily. But we're definitely going to be doing the last main level and then probably the canon DLC. And depending on how long all that takes to get through, might do the non-canon DLC at the same time, or we might save that for another day. Next Wednesday, we will probably get back into Shadow of Mordor. Zukorn Servant. And then next Thursday, we will be continuing Final Fantasy XIV. I decided on doing Final Fantasy XIV today because I knew I would need to, like, cut today's stream short. As such, I'm not actually 100% certain if I'm going to do Shadow of Mordor next week. But keep an eye out. Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Bragi, I suggest you do the same. Okay. Sleep well, Eigeld. I hope untroubled dreams find you and Alice both. What? I gotta go find Blackie. Bloggy. Definitely no dreams troubled. No dreams about Drake winning the lawsuit. God, what a fucking weird thing to have a nightmare about. Something that literally wouldn't affect me, realistically speaking, but would just bum me out. Hi, what can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? Bunny buddy but nunny banoy. I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment. You're carrying messages for the guard. Does that mean you were there, then? The Battle of Holminster? A stalwart lass like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs, make herself known. I'm sure Glennard can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. Oh, shit? Yeah? We gonna meet the crew? We about to meet the crew? Is it time for the crew? Sayala, more beer for table 2, and a couple of pints of mead for table 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry, we're rushed off our feet this evening, miss. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Bunny bunny banunny banunny banoy. Oh, that Bragi has a twisted sense of humor. Uh-huh. That's how I laugh. To think he'd send you to me at a time like this. The first real night in near 100 years has folk all riled up and then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Holminster Switch. They say a light warden was destroyed without a damn trace, and it was the warrior Darkness who did the deed. Yeah, man. I really must apologize for Glennard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. Hello. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance as this was the spark to their kindling. Aww. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Aye, they swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Holminster for proof of that. But attacks on that scale don't happen every day, praised the blessed Shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and again an eater will leave the pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, so the Settlement Council puts bounties on their heads, and our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the warden slaying even more than the most. These are the types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters that have been dubbed the cardinal virtues. The virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. And if that doesn't send a chill down your spine, they are also reported to be as tough as light wardens, not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters had all but given up, but knowing the warrior of darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. Get a load of this, motherfucker. That Hume over there with the oversized sword is Granson. He's in it for revenge. Wants to recruit a comrade-in-arms as tenacious as he is. The Mistle lad is Lou Reek. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard a hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Serig. Word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. Last we have Giot, dwarf and drunkard both. Wanted to join forces with a healer, and only a healer. Something about needing a mender's wisdom? I've seen my share of competent veterans, and you have that look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a cardinal virtue. Now there's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. You have gained access to the role quests. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, physical DPS, magical range DPS, and healer roles. Giot and Sarek are my faves. Giot. My favorite is Lou Reek, honestly. In order to reach the final stages of the Shadowbringer's main scenario, you must complete at least one role quest line. Speak with a virtue hunter at the Wandering Stairs to accept a quest offer. My regulars have their quirks, some more than others. It's odd how folk can grow on you. Spend enough time with them and you might become a regular yourself. Always happy to welcome a new addition to the family. Come again whenever you like. Our doors are always open. Well, they would be, if we had any. Oh. See? Empty already! You folks really need to rethink this one flagon at a time policy of yours. Lyric is so damp, like in a level way. I like Sarek for reasons unrelated to him. No. None of these milksops will do. Me? I'm a virtue hunter. Got my sights set on Andrea. You know her? Not the easiest mark, I'll admit, which is why I'm thinking about recruiting a partner. Just thinking, though. He's such a fucking dork, and I love him. The Sin Eater Phronesis, one of those damnable virtues, wanders the wastelands, wreaking havoc on all who pass with his baleful magics. If only there were a mage of sufficient skill willing to lend old Serig a helping hand. I love dork cat boys. Is there any better type? Welcome back, miss. Wonder if anyone could sleep with the city in such an uproar. But will you be retiring to your quarters? Yeah, man. Very good. In light of the present situation, I have had illumination prepared for all our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, miss. Haha. You'll love to see it. Huh? Oh, sup, fucker?
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Yeah, real stroke of irony there. It's like Ray Hiane on your wedding day. Been watching, have you?
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden.
Cross arms. Shake head.
Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin?
Yeah, dog. Uh-huh.
Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love.
It's a fucked up thing to say to me, but okay.
I bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time?
Maybe like 10 gil?
I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
Meanwhile? Yo, who's that?
So this is what the light was hiding.
Yo, who dat though?
She's here. I must go to her.
It's her. She's nearly here. Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the Source... Oh yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier.
Intruders! Fan out and find them! Out of my way!
Whoop!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy.
God damn it, Estinian. Eat shit, blue hair, and pronouns. Estinian, you can't kill her. She needs to hang out with us later.
To betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the warrior of light from the jaws of death. Your armor is most distinct.
This is what I was talking about, where it's like, starting with Shadowbringers, they really kind of tried to push the idea that, like, if the Warrior of Light wasn't there to fix the problem, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's no hope. There are people who can stand on the same level as the Warrior of Light, who are still out there fixing shit.
Much as yours once was. But even without it,
I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own, they tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear the receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
Nah.
If they have resorted
Besieged
to
by
using freelancers,
Lalafell.
I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Oh, how long is this cutscene gonna be? I actually gotta get going.
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
Ow.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here.
Oh, sick.
Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
He's a little confused on the actual goals here, but he's got the spirit.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
Estinian, are you gonna, like, apologize to her? Or, like, okay.
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Fucked up.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Yeah, I need to get out of here, you guys.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
Oh.
I am aware of what his Radians said at the parley. Thus, I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes.
So just everybody knows that now, I guess.
My
All right.
path leads to Garlemald.
Estinian looking prettier recently. Graphics update is doing a lot for him. Okay. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care, everybody.